Another brutal cold wave is hitting much of the country, and it's bringing temperatures well below zero.
This freezing snow and cold is more than just uncomfortable. It's also dangerous. Charlene Israel has the story.
I don't even want to go out of the house.
Really cold.
It's like needles sticking in your face.
More than 100 million people are waking up in an icebox this morning. Wind chill advisories have been posted in 15 states from the Midwest to the East Coast. On Tuesday, the wind chill in Maine brought temperatures to 50 below. Around the Great Lakes, minus 40. And in North Carolina, 10 below. The extreme cold is already being blamed for at least 4 deaths. Blinding snow caused a 150-car pileup in Ohio. And people working outside, like construction workers, are at risk of hypothermia or frostbite.
Pretty quickly, you can start to experience symptoms of frostbite within 5 to 10 minutes of being outside.
Even inside, the cold temperatures can make life uncomfortable.
All the cold air from outside came in, got cold enough overnight with the low temperatures, and it simply froze the water service in the house.
You can't do anything. I mean, pretty much. You go to wash your hands, you can't even do that. Yeah, no coffee, no toilet, can't flush the toilet.
Meteorologists say the weather is likely to get even worse, with even colder conditions coming in by the end of the week.
This air mass that is set in from the plains all the way toward the mid-Atlantic and the Northeast is some of the coldest air that we've seen in at least a couple of years.
High temperatures across the Midwest and Northeast are expected to remain below freezing until at least the weekend. Charlene Israel, CBN News.
Well, if you're living in that cold, please stay inside and stay safe. Well, it may be cold in many parts of the country, but Secretary of State Hillary Clinton could be taking some heat on Capitol Hill today. Lee Webb has that story from the CBN Newsroom. Lee?
Gordon, Mrs. Clinton facing tough questions about Libya today. She's finally testifying about the September attack on the U.S. consulate in Benghazi. 4 Americans, including Ambassador Chris Stevens, died in the attack. Clinton postponed her testimony last month due to a concussion and blood clot near her brain. Republicans claim the Obama administration ignored signs of deteriorating security in Libya and refused requests for more security there. They also say the administration portrayed an act of terrorism as just protest over an anti-Muslim film. Israelis voted for a change in their government, but it wasn't the change most expected. Chris Mitchell reports on the surprising results of an election that saw the highest turnout in more than a decade.
As expected, Benjamin Netanyahu's combined Likud-Beitenu party received the most seats. But center-left parties received more seats than anticipated. The results put Israel's center-right and center-left parties split down the middle at 60 seats apiece. The big news of the evening was the emergence of Yair Lapid and his center-left party. It will have a major impact on how Bibi Netanyahu will be able to form the next coalition government.
But that's the big news. It's very much a kind of centrist picture. That's what's coming out here. That's what the Israeli electorate is looking like.
The results mean Netanyahu will likely be the next prime minister and form the next government. He goes into negotiations weaker than expected, but some believe Lapid can help him. Others are uncertain about what the next Israeli government will look like and how long it will last. With a divided electorate, some anticipate Israelis might be going to the polls again in the not-too-distant future. Chris Mitchell, CBN News, Tel Aviv.
Gordon, back to you.
Well, after an election, you hate to be predicting that there'll be another election very quickly, but that's the parliamentary system, and if you can't hold your majority, you're back to the polls.